While I'm here in Iraq working on my spoken Arabic class, after 5 hours of class every day, it gets a little exhausting, so decided to do something else for a bit. And as I was reading through the New Testament, I came across the verse Matthew 27:46, which says, "And about the ninth hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And I've read that many times before, but it's only now after working more on Arabic that I realized how close this Aramaic and Hebrew actually is to Arabic itself. Now, I looked up other places in which this was actually found, another spot in the New Testament as well. It was in Mark 15:34, and instead of spelling it E-L-I, they spell it E-L-O-I. So just a different variation on how you would transliterate it to English. And it basically says the same thing there as well. But I looked up the third location where it's found, and that's in the Old Testament under Psalms 22:1. But it's not transliterated into any other language there. It's just directly translated, so you might not necessarily realize it was there. But when you look at the interlinear Bible with the Hebrew and the English, you can see the different way in which it says it there in the Old Testament, because it's working with Hebrew instead of Aramaic, I'm assuming. Uh, and in that part, it's saying, Eli, Eli, lama azabtani. Now, the importance here is not so much what the verb is. Uh, I did look up in Arabic what that would mean if you were to use what it sounds like exactly. So if you were to say, Ilahi, Ilahi, lama azabtani, that would basically mean, my God, why did you make me far away? Which would also make sense. In Psalms, it's the supplications of David. In the New Testament, it's Jesus saying this. But either way, this would also make sense, but I'm not trying to put in an interpretation into this. Now, if we wanted to translate what we are saying in English into Arabic, then all I would be changing is the verb itself. So it would then be Ilahi, Ilahi, lama taraktani, which would be, my God, why have you forsaken me? The point of me making this video is just to show, in the past I've heard how close these three languages are, but in reality it wasn't until I saw this one verse that I realized how close Arabic, Aramaic, and Hebrew actually are. In one extremely short sentence, we can see how almost all of it is exactly the same. It's the same structure in all three languages as well. The Ilahi, Ilahi part is my God, in all three of them. For the lima, that is basically meaning why in Arabic, and it translates to the same in Aramaic and Hebrew as well, so I'm assuming that's the same as well. Now, when we look at the verb, they're all three root letters in each of them, despite which verb you're using. It's in past tense. Now, like I said, the Arabic translation of what the English says would be taraktani, but if you want exactly the same sounding as the Arabic, it would be azabtani. So it does change the meaning a bit, but the point here is that you have, once again, three root letters. It's in past tense, and the T sound, azabta or tarakta. Now, the form that these verbs are in, wherever it's found in the Old or New Testament, whichever verb you're using itself, it's in past tense for you, masculine, one person. And that's the T sound there in taraktani or azabtani. And then after that, you have the ni part. The n sound there is just something that's attached in between. It's not really like a letter. The ya sound is a letter that's symbolizing a pronoun that's attached for you, masculine and singular. So this ya there is the same in all three languages as well. Same as the na sound, same as the ta sound, same as the lima. The only real difference in it is the verb itself, and that can be debatable if you actually took the one that sounded the same as well. So in all three languages, basically the sentence is exactly the same in structure and words and everything. The structure, once again, is Ilahi, Ilahi, my God, lima, why, and then a verb, and then ni at the end, for me. I know it really has no importance to anyone, but I just found this really interesting today as I finished my Arabic class and went to read the New Testament and came across this idea as I was going through it.